Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kaikov podcast. We have my co-host, Mr. Boris. How you doing today? And we have a special guest, Mr. Albert. Albert, tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
You're going too fast, first of all.
We forget.
The ritual, I think the Passover break got you
Yes, it did
a
get
little
me.
too excited.
Absolutely.
He's getting
Just,
back into the groove of things.
A message with your company name, your name, something that you wish us. In the end of the day, everything we do is a business of its own. So
Absolutely.
Albert, A1 Finance.
we're excited. He's very young and he's very hungry, and I'm sure you're not the biggest brand or the company that deals with this type of business, but I'm sure you're very knowledgeable in order for us. I got a few questions already, but
The message is fix your credit.
Very
good
simple.
one.
So tell us about yourself.
So my name's Albert. I'm the founder of A1 Finance. We help people optimize, fix their credit. And then a lot of people, after they do that, they want to graduate.
All right, we'll get to that, Albert. I
Yeah.
think just give us, I know you're 28, 29, and I just want to know where your parents come from, the background and high school education, college, what got you interested, the whole routine before we dissect your business.
For sure. So I'm originally from Uzbekistan. Both of my parents were born there, from Tashkent.
Okay.
And my dad's a jeweler. My mom's in the paralegal industry.
Okay.
Nice.
So we came here. I was like 6 months old. I was born there. We came here and I grew up here. I grew up in Forest Hills area. I went to Forest Hills High School.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And then after that, I just straight got into. I started learning how to cut hair when I was in high school.
Nice.
So I did that, and then I really liked making music. I was a music producer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What do you play?
I did mostly like music production. I played piano as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. So you have a ear for that.
I have ear for that. Yeah.
Very
So I
nice.
did music for a while, and I basically got into barbering, so I could basically pay the
Boy,
bills while
yeah.
figuring out the music stuff. Yeah. And then I did music for a while. I produced for one of Ariana Grande's songwriters. I was going down that rabbit hole. And then I really wanted to become a songwriter artist too.
Okay.
So I started basically doing stuff, songwriting over my own beats and music production I did.
Mhm.
Then I did that for a while. Eventually I moved to Miami early.
Okay.
I lived in the Brickell area. It's like we're all
With the
city.
family or by yourself?
I went by myself during COVID because
Okay.
when COVID happened, the shop I was in, I was working in the city and I did, like the Billionaires Row area,
Yeah.
like Columbus Circle. I was there, and then obviously they started laying everybody off because of COVID.
Oh, so it wasn't your own business. You were working under somebody.
Yeah, I was working on somebody. Yeah.
Okay. So
While I
you
was
took
doing-
that crazy, you just woke up one day and said, Mom, I'm out. I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah, because I got laid off, and one of my best friends went to Miami, and he's like, everything here is open. He's like,
Okay.
why don't you just come out here and you could work, you could do whatever you want to do. It wasn't like in New York and Florida. Everything was open.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I went there. I started working at one of the number one barbershops there. It's called The Spot. It's like they have a bar in there, everything.
Oh, okay.
They have like 12, 13 locations.
Nice.
How long were you there for?
I was there for like 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
And
long
you
time.
just dropped that and came back to New York?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get into that. So I was there for 2.5 years. Obviously it was a great networking opportunity. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to do it too. So I met a lot of people that were helping me break into the music industry. I dropped my first song. I got like 150,000 views on it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I was meeting a lot of people there. Somebody I met there was like one of the biggest club promoters in Miami. I'm still friends with him. His name's Chesco. He recently opened up, I don't know if you guys heard of the restaurant Amavi.
No.
No? So he opened up that restaurant, and he had my song playing in one of the biggest clubs called Vendome.
hmm
And then,
What type of music you produce?
so it was hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah,
Okay.
hip hop, but I did like other stuff too, R&B, stuff like that.
And you sang
songwriting.
over your own beat and all that, or you just did the hooks and
Yeah, I did everything.
nice.
Everything front to back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what stopped you to continue moving on?
So I was just at the shop and I just wanted to come out of it because I just wanted to like just do my own thing. So this whole time too, while I was doing this, I was really learning a lot about credit
Okay.
because I was trying out a bunch of businesses on the side just to get me out of work.
Okay.
That way I have more time for the music. That was what I was optimizing for back then.
hmm
So I tried e-commerce on Amazon FBA when it just came out with my cousin. We saved the money for that. We dropped the first product. It didn't do so well. The second, third product really started doing a lot better. And a sticking point we kept running into with that
So
business.
you were reselling a product, or you developed your own?
So we did our own product, yeah,
Okay,
with,
what
with
was it?
Amazon FBA.
What was the product for? What or?
One of the first products was we did like rubber fitness bands.
Okay.
Yeah. It was actually called A1 Fitness too.
Okay.
and those just failed completely. I lost like 3,000 on that. And then another one, it was something for cars. I forgot specifically what it was. And then another that we were doing like car covers,
Oh,
and we
okay.
differentiated it by like making it pink.
Okay.
And those really took off.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you
those
just
did-
took a product, reinvented, put your own little touch on it, and
exactly. Yeah, we put a twist on something that
So
was
if
already working.
the last two products did well, why you stopped?
We just kept running into with e-commerce. You always need you need funding.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of my clients too that come to us for business funding, a lot of them are in e-commerce as well, specifically for that.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why we stopped is because we needed more capital to keep getting it. Like by the time we got back on the market, after we proved it, there was like 10 people selling the same product.
Okay.
Good stuff.
What
so
else
that
after
was
that?
so that was one of the reasons why I started getting heavy into like business funding too. It was to fund everything else we were doing. We also, while we were doing that, we also did window cleaning.
Okay.
We used to
So
sell
you're
window.
a true hustler.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so we were doing all this stuff to raise capital and stuff for the music, and then all of that initially led me into business funding and credit repair, what I do now.
Your homeboy was with you in the music business as well? Whoever led you back, come into Florida, or you were strictly just grinding on that your own?
Yeah, my cousin Alex. He does. Shout out to my cousin Alex, commercialinsurance.io.
Oh, okay.
He does insurance now. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
He's also back here? Oh,
Yeah.
Florida.
He has an office here. We
So,
both have office here.
Once
in,
you,
71st.
what made you come into this business? You were still in Florida. Did you find maybe a client who you cut, or how did you stumble on this business?
So yeah, I started learning about a lot about business funding, but in order to maximize the amount of business funding you can get, you need to optimize your personal credit report. So that's when I started dabbling with that. And my manager, where I was working at the barbershop, she actually wanted help with her credit. So I basically sold it first to her, and I proved it on her that I could do it. I sold it to her for like not much, like $500, and I cleaned her credit, and then I proved that I could do
Yourself, everything.
it. Yeah, everything.
So
was
how did you
myself.
learn the guidelines? You just
Just
opened-
research, reading a lot of books, watching
Oh,
videos.
how long did that take?
YouTube University.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
2-3 months. Yeah.
So, listen, I'm sure the first clients were the guinea pigs regardless, and he actually made it through, and he saw that there was value, and you
Like
started
I'm very
to-
the business. I mean, I saw your catalog of what you do. Bankruptcy. This.
Yeah.
It's like a whole. Is that a whole combination because that all works together, or is it because you need all these categories in order for you to survive in this industry? Like, why can't you just concentrate on bankruptcy and be the best at that? Why have all these? They all co-work together,
they
or
go in hand together.
Yeah. So I learned how to do all of them because my clients, a lot of them wanted business funding. So for business funding, they don't want to see anything negative on the report.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we'll clean up everything on the report, and then we'll optimize the report with trade lines and just other stuff that builds the credit report.
So how long once you started with the first client, which was one of your coworkers, how long did you continue doing it? What was your strategy where you realized, oh shit, this could be a real potential business for me?
So yeah, I proved it with her. In the meantime, I got myself like 20,000-30,000 in funding.
Okay.
And then I started leveraging that to slowly get myself out of the shop. I transitioned to a different shop that was less hours. And then in that shop, I sold business funding to one of my clients for 3,000. So then I proved the credit repair model in the first shop. And
In
then
the
I
barbershop.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I sold that to one of the managers there. And then I transitioned to a different shop. And to one of the clients there, I sold business funding to him
Nice.
as his barber. I sold him business
Nice.
funding.
Genius.
So I sold it to him for 3,000, and I proved that, and I used that money to actually reinvest into someone else's course that was teaching it, and I just basically learned it like fully A to Z.
Okay.
And then
so no
everything
mentors, no.
that was my mentor. Yeah,
Oh, okay. The one you reinvested back into.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
long you hanged out with him? Who is he?
It was-
Want to give him a shout out or whatever it is.
yeah. It was all online. It was just I never really like met him in person. It was
Oh,
all
okay.
just through
So
his
you
course
took-
program. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everything I learned, I basically used that to get my client business funding. Helped him get like a couple $100,000. He was in real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. So then and
What-
then.
Go ahead.
And then after that, I fully transitioned. I started running ads. I was like one of the first people running ads on TikTok when they just dropped the ad platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I knew about TikTok when it was Musical.ly because I was trying to post music on there too.
Yeah.
So right when they dropped ads, I was like one of the first people on it. And yeah, that's fully how I've transitioned out of working to just being a full-time entrepreneur.
What works best for you? Instagram or TikTok?
Right now, I'm fully on Instagram, but I'm going to roll out TikTok again. I think they're both great. I feel like the best strategy is like just omnipresence, where you just get the data and just retarget everybody.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you moved after how long? You moved back after 2.5 years. You moved back to New York.
So after that whole thing, I always dreamed of traveling. So another thing too, when you optimize your credit, is that you could leverage travel points very well. If you have like Chase and Amex, they have very good travel programs where you could transfer the points, get like 2, 3x, 5x the value of the points. So that's what I was doing right after I fully transitioned. I was just working a lot, but everything's remote. So it gave me the opportunity to travel. So I took my best friend with me. As soon as my lease was up in Brickell in Miami, that's where I was living. I just traveled. I went to Colombia. I was in Colombia for like 2-3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I went to, I think, Brazil after. Yeah, I went to Florianopolis, Brazil. It's like, it's called the Magic Island. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's like just 92 beaches there. Yeah. So I was there for like 2-3 months.
So you recovered for how long? So far, we're 6 months in. It's good to be young in this generation,
right?
So
Exotic islands. Okay.
So I was there for a couple months, and then I went to Argentina for like 6 months because I just wanted to focus and just like scale out the business a bit before I kept traveling. And then I hit my milestones while I was there, and then I went to Bali for a little bit.
India, nice.
Wow.
In Indonesia.
Indonesia, okay.
Yeah, in Bali. And then, after that, my parents were like, "Yo, it's been a while. Why don't you come visit us? Stay in New York for a little bit." And then I moved back here. I've been here for like, I want to say like about a year, but I'm considering maybe going back to Florida or something.
So you have an actual office and everything, or this is all? How many people you got working under you?
I like to keep the team lean, so I have like 5-10 people.
Okay.
The majority of them are remote.
How many clients? Just out of curiosity. I know I'm jumping like all over. I'm just like hungry to find out this young kid has been.
Like around over 1,400 clients right now. Yeah.
And everybody came from TikTok, or you see this business more of like a referral?
Yeah, a lot of my clients right now are just from referrals.
Because I'm very skeptical about this business. I think this is a whole big one fucking scam. I'm sorry.
What makes you think it's a scam?
I'll tell you. So I'm working currently with an issue as well. So about in August of last year, my TD card got hit for like 9,000. Or 12,000. So like I dedicate that card for like I had American Express already for like over 20 something years. So I'm constantly used to that whole payment in full type of thing. Yeah. So and I do the same. Besides, I think like Nordstrom or Saks and all that, whatever my wife shops, all the other credit cards, I tend to pay them off right away. So I designate certain credit cards for a specific thing. So like if I know I'm spending $1,200 this month for all my kids' activities, I will automatically have the payments come in through one. So I'm opening up one morning my card and I see $14,800. I'm like, what? I'm like, I know I pay like $2,200 a month on this card all the time because I know the swimming is on it, this, that. So I'm looking through it and they hit me in Florida. We're talking about Whole Foods. They paid their T-Mobile phone. Now, back in the day, I had T-Mobile 15 years ago. So I guess they have my, I'm old school. I don't have Google. I have Yahoo Mail.
Yeah.
So they probably had my old account. And I seen they're like, I'm sending an email. So I'm calling the bank and they're saying, I'm giving them all the breakdowns. I'm like, majority of all, I haven't been in Florida like in 3 years.
So somebody stole your card?
I have the card in my wallet. So I'm trying to explain to her this, that. So she's like, we cannot process these claims yet because these claims were done in less than, I don't know, 22 hours, 26 hours.
Got it.
I'm like, okay, so can you put in the notes that I'm aware, that you guys are aware that something's happening with my card? So they did that. Then I called back in a few days. I made the report. So by mistake, I claimed one more claim. Like I did purchase it, but the address, I guess, was Florida also. So when I called back to make the report, I took that item out and made the actual report. I was like, I'm sorry, this was purchased on the card and I want them to get paid. So they asked me the routine questions. Did you have your card on you? Blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, they filed less than 5 weeks. They denied my claim. So I call again and I explain to them, listen, I have the card at hand, this, that, I haven't traveled, I could get you paperwork. No, like, no problem, let's file it the right way. There's been some questions that they missed, blah, blah, blah. So basically now I've been fighting and I'm still paying every month the credit card. I'm not using it. I didn't reactivate the card, but they keep denying me. And out of nowhere.
With American Express?
No.
TD Bank.
TD Bank.
Okay.
Out of nowhere now I'm starting to get letters at home that I don't know how the fuck that happened regarding fixing your credit, if you're having liens and all that. So I called one of the companies. I was like, listen, I'm going through this. I don't really want to pay that $13,000 that they banged me on the head with. He's like, well, we could do it. The only way to do it is that you got to stop paying your card. You got to stop doing this. And this is not a guarantee if the bank will still settle. This could go on, but we will promise to do it under 7 months. He's like, you need to not pay, your credit will go down, and then we'll mark it, we'll settle it.
This is a credit repair company telling me.
Yeah, who I called. So I'm like, so you don't guarantee me, you want me to stop paying. This shit will fuck with my whole credit.
Yeah.
I'm a business owner.
Right.
And you don't give me a guarantee.
Right.
And then you guys charge, or the companies charge a certain percentage of what they recovered for you, but you still will have to pay the settlement.
Right.
So I'm like, I have to go through this for 8 months. Now, probably if I don't pay that card, all my other cards will decline in credit.
Right.
And I use my American Express. I use all the cards for my business, even though it's my personal card, but I use it just for the points, you know?
Right.
So I was very fishy and skeptical, and everybody has the same procedure. When you call them, I called a few different ones, and all of them sell me the same spiel.
thing.
So who do you believe?
Right. So I usually don't like to give clients guaranteed time frames because everyone's situation is different. I just tell them what we see on average for our clients, and it's possible to clean up a full credit report in 2 to 3 weeks, 30
What
days.
would you do in my case? Like if I came to you, I said, listen, I don't want to pay. How can we do it where what would you do in my case? You would tell me, listen, try to pay it off, because your clientele majority are already at the bottom of this list, meaning that they already have bankruptcy, they already have filed, they're not paying. Or you have clients like in my instance where the credit card company is not approving this claim, so I'm pissed and I want to somehow not pay for it and avoid it. Or your clients are already, you're their last resort.
So it depends on the specific situation. Yours sounds like it was like a fraud situation. So we would basically angle the dispute around fraud, since that was your specific situation. So we would just make sure the client has some kind of evidence on that end, some kind of proof, and then we would just remove the account completely from the report with that proof.
No, but I've been paying on time. I don't pay $13,000. I'm paying $900. I'm paying $800. Besides,
You could still pay for the card with it being removed from the credit report. So we would just remove it from the report, basically telling them that it's fraud, because that was your situation.
But you still pay for it.
Yeah. But you're still paying for it. And then if you would want to...
But why would it be on my credit report if I'm still paying and I'm not late on payments?
Say that again?
You told me you will remove it from the credit report, but I haven't missed any payments. So I'm paying my basic, which is the $2,000. Now I stopped using the card. I'm only making the minimum payments, which is the $500-$600 a month.
Right.
And so why would it still be on my credit report if I'm making the payments on time?
So if we remove it from the credit report, it won't be on the report anymore. But the company, TD Bank, is still going to ask you for the payments from it. So if you don't pay it, so you brought up two things earlier. What you spoke about is debt settlement. Debt settlement is a different business than credit repair.
Okay.
So debt settlement works. You could usually negotiate a debt you owe to a bank for like 10 to 30% of what the full amount is. I did it for clients before, but it's not my specialty. That's not
Does
something.
that help when you settle a debt or a credit card? Does it really help? I heard your credit score still ends up low.
Like after you fix the whole issue, how quickly, because there's soft ink, right? In the credit, there's like the soft credit, then there's the hard credit, and some companies use the soft, and then some companies use the hard depending on the loan and stuff.
Yeah. So when it comes to settling, and clients ask me these questions all the time, what I tell them, if you're going to settle, what I recommend is you get a settlement and release agreement from the specific bank that you're settling with. Get everything in writing and tell them that
So just for the viewers, can you give us a little bit more like a retard detail into each of these? So
Yes.
Dummy it down.
Yes.
So in depth, if this is the situation, you usually want to have them admit in writing that when you settle, they're going to delete the trade line from the credit report. If you don't, 80-90% of the time, they're going to still report it on the report that you paid less than what you owed them, and it makes you look bad. And you're still going to have to go to credit repair to remove it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is this an additional price that you charge for the package that you offer to a person who's in whose credit you're repairing and all that, or is this all like when I come to you and I tell you all this, how do you
price them out?
How do you price me out?
So when it comes to debt settlement, it's usually a percentage of what's settled and what I help the client save. That's how debt settlement industries are. I focus mainly on credit repair. I rarely do settlement because that's a whole different business model.
So
that settlement is a
based
different
on credit repair, is there one price tag, or it all depends how bad your credit is?
Yeah, so we usually price clients based on what's on the report, usually. So obviously if a client has a bankruptcy and multiple accounts, it's more labor on my team's end, on my end to get it removed, usually more rounds. So obviously it'll usually be a good amount more than just like one or two.
What's the standard percentage now?
Percentage in terms of what?
Charging the client.
Of what's been removed?
Yeah.
It depends, anywhere from like 500 to 4,000 or 5,000.
Oh, there's just one standard price. It doesn't work like percentage-wise.
For credit repair?
No, it's just one flat price.
For credit repair, it's a flat price, or you could do monthly. For settlement companies will usually take a percentage of what they settle you for.
So what makes you different from all the other companies? Are you charging the same flat fee, or what's making you stand out? You have 1,500 clients. They were referrals because people are trusting that you already fixed
Exactly.
it. Pricing wise, or your marketing strategy, how do you stand out from all these other?
So the way we stand out is our goal is to get client results for the client as fast as possible. So we angle everything around getting you results ASAP, because a lot of our clients end up getting business funding with us. So we don't have this incentive like a lot of other credit repair companies. What they do is they charge a monthly, and their goal is to keep you on 6 months to 12 months, because they're charging like $150 a month or something.
Okay.
So their goal is, any business owner knows that if you're going to maximize for profit. So if you come to a company and they're charging you $150 a month, they're not giving you a specific timeline.
Correct.
They're obviously going to prolong it as fast as possible. A lot of my clients are business owners. So they're like, yo, like get this cleaned up ASAP for me so I could also go and get business funding with you.
So basically, you give them a one flat price, let's say $3,000, and I'll get this done within, let's say, 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Approximate.
Give them like an average, right?
Average, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not telling you guaranteed in one. Yeah.
Based on statistically of what you have done already and
For
what
what-
you have
yeah,
delivered to
exactly.
other clients.
Right.
That makes sense.
How do you update the clients? Like you show them the first breakdown. This is what it's on your report. 3 months have passed. I'm calling you, big man. What's going on? How are we looking?
So I'll give the client a realistic expectation. I'll be like, look, so you have inquiries. Inquiries are usually faster to remove. We usually have, depending on the bureau, we could get them removed in 24 to 72 hours. And then usually after that, collections are a bit easier to move with the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And then after
what is that about?
So when it comes to so it's all consumer law. That's what we're using to get negative items deleted from the report. So it's the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's basically laws that are in place to protect American consumers from banks, financial institutions from violating their rights. So we're using the Fair Credit Reporting Act when we're dealing with the credit reporting agencies. And then if it's a collections account, they abide by the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. So collections companies, they buy debt from the banks in bulk, and their goal is to collect from you. But a lot of times they don't do it. They're not compliant with the law the way they go about it.
Trump did something for that, no? He helped you out, like in your industry. He helped something out with that.
So him and Elon Musk were trying to actually get rid of the CFPB.
Oh yeah.
And the CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and that's where we usually put in a lot of the disputes, because that's also like another organization that's to help people from banks and financial institutions as well.
Yeah, but they were going to merge it with something else and make something different, no? That's actually more helpful for people who are going through bankruptcy?
I would have to see what you're talking about. Maybe like send me like a link to the article.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought I heard something like that.
Yeah.
Question. So let's say I hire you to repair my credit. Obviously, let's say if there's people who owe, they have debt collection situation. Do you pull all of that information out, and then let's say you give a price of $3,000 for the service, whatever you have to do, and then plus you have to pay for the debt that is owed?
So we could remove negative items from the report without them paying the company yet. The only thing is that I always tell them is we could remove it if you're trying to go for funding, business funding, so what the banks will do after you default on a bank, depending on the bank, every bank has their different internal rules. They'll usually blacklist you from getting funding with them again.
Oh, wow.
So if you want to get funding with them again, usually
Not even for the bank, even credit cards.
Yeah, credit cards, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So both.
So
both.
Basically.
So they'll blacklist you, and then that's usually where the settlement will make sense, because you could go back to them and get funding with them again.
Another question. I I got the inquiries. I'm not at bankruptcy. I pay everything on time, but I have a lot of hits on my credit card. Meaning, like out of nowhere, me and my wife switched our cars in the last 3 months. So those are big hits on the inquiry, and then I finance.
Yeah, your credit goes down because every time they have to put that information in, your credit score declines, correct?
Yeah.
So usually when it comes time to getting a car, I usually recommend my clients get pre-approved with the specific bank before they even walk into the dealership.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
And
I
that's
usually
the paper that they show.
exactly, yeah, they get a pre-approval, they walk in with the check. Like, look, for example, I recommend a lot of clients going to Navy Federal because they have credit unions usually have the best interest rates compared to the bigger banks. So I usually get them in the door with Navy Federal. There's like a specific way to do it.
This is for lease or finance of the car?
Both.
Either way.
Yeah, just an auto loan.
Okay.
So they'll use that, walk in, be like, look, I don't want you guys to pull my credit at all. I'm already pre-approved. I don't want you guys to shotgun my credit.
Well, I didn't know that.
How many points that usually goes down when?
Oh, a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
30,
they'll give you
30,
like 5-10 inquiries in one shot.
Yeah,
What?
30 to like 45 points.
Because they're basically brokering out
crazy.
who's gonna
Yeah.
approve the loan.
But that's that's retarded. Also,
No, because it's a hard inquiry because you're getting credited for the 70 or 100, 120,000, right? That's what it's called, like the hard. So there's like two different ways of getting approved or something like that. Like
So hard inquiries, yeah. So it's a hard pull is when they pull your report and it shows after. Soft pull is on the back end system. It doesn't show on the report when they soft pull you.
because they check your debt to ratio, so they'll see how much you're paying, what's your mortgage or your estimated value to see if you qualify to pay for that 15 to 2,000 per car or whatever it is.
Right.
So you'll be able to help me with that? Say like I financed on my personal name a forklift. I own the business that I need. I have a forklift. I just did 2 cars and whatever else I did 8-9 months prior before that. Now something came up. I need to finance something, and they're telling me that I have too many
hard inquiries. Yeah.
Yeah, within this short
short
period of time. Am I able to come to your company and tell them, will you be able to just remove these inquiries so they won't show up on my credit report?
Exactly. So inquiries are some of the, in my opinion, I mean, the way we do it is some of the easiest and fastest accounts who get removed. So usually when clients get onboarded with us, that's usually the first thing we do. So they just see results right away.
How quickly will my credit pick up?
It usually depends how many inquiries you have. So if it's like 20, 30. We had a client the other day. It's the first time I saw this. He had 411 inquiries.
What? He was shopping around for
Yeah, he just kept applying for stuff and he just kept getting denied. And we had them removed, I would say like 90. So we usually remove inquiries that are not linked to open accounts because if you remove it, depending how you do it, if you remove an inquiry that's linked to an open account, it could shut out the account.
Oh.
So we'll remove inquiries that are not linked to open accounts. And for that client, we did that. He has like, I think like 20 inquiries now or something, 15 inquiries.
Wow.
So we removed basically like 300.
How long did that take?
24 hours.
24 hours?
Yeah, with Experian. It's usually the easiest to do with Experian. And then Equifax and TransUnion, they usually take a bit longer. It could take anywhere from 30 to 90 days on average.
On average. What app does an average person use to check his credit, to look at his credit?
So if you want to do it the free way, annualcreditreport.com will give you your credit report for free. And then Experian will show you for free every day updated. And then Credit Karma will show you TransUnion and Equifax for free. Usually when you onboard with the credit restoration company like mine or somebody else's, they'll usually have you sign up for My Score IQ, Identity IQ, My Free Score Now, one of those. That way their back-end team has an easier time with that to dispute
monitor
everything.
it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why does, let's say if you're a person that pays your monthly credit cards on time, you know, your credit score is, I don't know, 800, but then it lowers down to 650, 675 because of the amount of credit card outstanding balances that you have. Why does it do that?
So,
Even though you're consistently paying every month.
So when it comes to the credit report, it's basically there's different sections. And so what makes up the score, 35% of the credit score is credit utilization. So that's another thing we do when we onboard client. We tell them, look, if we even after we remove everything, if your credit cards are maxed out, your score is still going to be under the 700 credit mark. So while we're working on your report on your end,
Lower.
try your best to keep it at around 10% utilization.
Or utilize 10% of the credit card. That's the best way.
Yeah. They say 30, but you usually want to be around 10,
To be safe.
especially if you're going for business funding. Yeah. So that's a big part of the credit report too. So if you have a lower balance,
Very complicated business.
I guess so. So now with, let's say you get people funding, how does that part work? What do they have to show for in order for you to give them funding? What's the rates, APR, whatever you guys?
So yeah, when it comes to business credit funding, it's actually one of the most unique forms of funding. A lot of clients come to us, and I know you guys are familiar. They usually will have cash advances and
I
stuff.
was gonna say.
Yeah. So they'll be like, "Oh, is this cash advance? How does this work? 0% sounds too good to be true, whatever." So it's obviously not cash advance. It's with traditional banks. The only trade-off is that your credit has to be on point and your credit report has to be optimized. What does that mean? No new inquiries. So that's one of the first things we're going to do. We're going to remove
Meaning?
hard inquiries.
Like, you ain't gonna go get a car, my man.
I hear you.
Yeah. So during the process, if you're trying to get a car or whatever
House, car, whatever it is.
whatever it was, we're going to clean up the inquiries. You have to be at a 720 plus credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And then the business credit, the way it works is that it's 0% interest for 12 months. Usually there's some cards that are 18 months and you could do it with multiple banks. So let's say the client will come to us. We have relationship managers at the banks too. So we could put in the application through the relationship manager. So let's say we take them to Chase. Another thing too, before we get into even putting the application in, you want to have at least 10 to 20K in personal limits on the personal side. Because if you have baby limits on the personal side, guess what you're going to get on the business side? You're going to get baby limits. And if you're getting through, what are you going to do with $3,000? So you want to optimize as much as you could the personal side. So when you go over to the business side, you're getting 20, 30, 40K approvals. So let's say we take you to Chase, they give you 30, 40K.
Do you have to have that means you have to have a personal guarantee, meaning, you have to put your personal information out there?
So if it's a startup, it's going to be a personal guarantee. And then you have to have a LLC or S Corp or C Corp. So if you're optimizing it depends when it comes to the corporations. I usually tell clients, if you want to optimize for business funding, you want to have a C Corp because C Corps could go public. S Corps can go public. Mm-hmm. So basically, if you want to scale the business out and sell shares of the company, you have to have a C Corp. Yeah. So the banks perceive C Corps as the highest status when it comes to the corporations.
They won't question that the brand or the company is 3 months old, 4 months old.
So if it's if it's a startup and this is your first round of funding, I usually recommend you LLC S Corp, and that was also better for taxes.
Meaning like I know that like for one of my businesses, I tried to get a loan, and I'm showing them process within the 6 month period of the business, and I'm showing, listen, I'm making money, I need more. This is that. They're like, but the company is only 6 months old. We don't usually fund these kind of companies. You got to come back when you on your third year.
So that's for if you're trying to get a loan, and it also depends on your relationship with the bank. So what I recommend, if that's something you're worried about, I usually recommend you get an aged corporation, and we have
what is that?
We provide.
So you buy an existing corporation that's been out there.
Yeah.
How do they call them?
Shelf corps.
Shelf corps, exactly.
Shelf or aged corps, yeah.
Yeah.
We provide that as a service too. We have an attorney that sets one up for you, clean file, everything, and it's ready to get funding.
But you look from the list at what is available already, basically.
Exactly. So when it comes to aged corps and corps,
you can come up with your own.
Yeah, you usually want to optimize it either for taxes or for funding. If you're optimizing for funding, I recommend you open it up in a big city, New York, Florida,
Delaware.
Yeah. So when it comes to taxes, that's when you want to do either Wyoming, Delaware, or Nevada. Those are usually the best. If you even look up the top banks in the world, they're all incorporated in Delaware.
Yeah, that's
true. For taxes, though.
Correct.
If you're optimizing for funding, I recommend you have a holding company that's in one of the best tax places, and that holding company owns all the other corporations. So it's like a pass-through entity.
You have to have a physical address in Delaware in order to do that, or P.O. Box?
No, you could have a registered agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So basically, somebody representing you, you could sign up. They have a bunch of services online. You could sign up for like couple $100 a year or something, and they'll represent you there.
Oil.
Maybe we're gonna open up in Delaware.
Yeah. So with this process, it's possible to get anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 of 0% business funding.
So for 12 months.
For 12 months.
Now hit us with
24.
Now hit us with the percentage after that.
I mean, yeah. It's with the big bank. So,
you see the answer? I mean, yeah.
It is what it is. Listen, who's gonna work for free?
Yeah. So what you could do though, if you want to keep the 0% for longer, you could just roll over the debt and
to another bank.
So another 0% card. So you could liquidate the card and then roll it over.
You're allowed to. I heard you're not, but I'm just asking you from one credit card to pay off another.
Yes, you're allowed.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
just this is what he's just telling you now.
But
Yeah.
hold on, that's why but the regular credit cards, not loan cards.
No, I've done it before.
yeah, you could do it with both. The only thing is that
You
the
just
way
request a check. You request a check from that credit card. They will send you a check. There was a fee depending on the amount that you're gonna withdraw, not as a credit card use, but as like
that's if you do like the cash advance way with the cards. But there's a way to do it without that, where you liquidate the card without using the bank. So that's the strategy we use for our clients too.
Elaborate.
So basically, I'm not gonna go too in depth on it, but you basically have somebody help you liquidate the card. They send you the money back. You pay the card off, and that's it.
With a different card.
So through a merchant processor.
Oh, you have to do through merchant processes. Okay.
So it's like a creative way of, and then you could basically, if you do it that way, you could have 0% for 2 to 3 years, where you just keep rolling over the debt.
rolling over.
So
Yeah.
tell me about the funding. How much do I have to show in order to get, I don't know, $200,000-$300,000 for 24 months, no interest? How does that work?
So what's the question?
If I want to get a loan,
Right.
a $200,000-$300,000 loan, what do I have to show for it?
So the business cards, they're not business loans, they're credit cards. And then
That's fine. You pay as whatever you use, basically like a home equity. No?
No,
No.
you're just he's giving you. He's basically what's happening is that you have the funding, but it's not in the way you want it. It's not in cash form.
it's not cash.
It's
That's
not
totally fine. It's a credit card.
It's a credit card. So,
Yeah.
but these are two different categories. You cannot categorize them as that because
Yeah.
your line of credit through your house, your equity, you could walk into the bank or write out a check.
That's fine. Forget that
but
home
with the
equity
credit
part.
card, you
With the
cannot
credit
do that.
card.
You cannot do that with the
So
credit.
business cards are cards unless you liquidate them. A step above that is my favorite product, and in my opinion, the best product is a business line of credit because it's revolving, similar to a credit card. They're usually a lot lower, good APR too, if you have good credit, of course. And then so a revolving line of credit, people will tell me this too because they'll get confused. They're like, oh, like a line of credit, the cards? I'm like, no, business credit card is a credit card. A line of credit is cash in your bank account. You could
Correct.
walk
That's
in,
correct.
could take the money out. The only difference between a line of credit and a loan is that it's revolving. So let's say Chase gives you $50,000, you borrow it, invest it into your barbershop or pharmacy, whatever you're doing, and then you pay it down. You have access to $50,000 again.
Yeah. But that's not what you're talking about.
You could get those too. But the 0%, that's not 0%. The 0% is the business credit cards. And then usually business lines of credit, the corporation has to be at least 2 years or older to qualify. Usually.
It's like I'll give you an example. You now Chase and I think the best credit card now is the Capital One card, right? The Capital One's
Definitely not. No.
No?
For when it comes to business cards, you always want to avoid Capital One and Discover because
But
they
it
report.
used to be, right? Because Capital One at one time was just a credit card processing company. Then they bought off some type of bank and they heavily like promoted. Because I remember I opened up a business, Capital One. They give you 500,000 points.
Yeah, when it comes to points and stuff, Capital One's good. When it comes to one of the biggest benefits of business credit is that it doesn't report to the personal side. So let's say you get $200,000 of business funding and you max out all the cards you have, it won't report to the personal side. So your credit score will still be whatever it's at, 720, 750.
So which card do you prefer?
So Capital One and Discover, they report to
Garbage.
the personal credit report. So we avoid those at all costs. I like Chase, Amex, Wells Fargo, and then credit unions too. Credit unions, community banks.
Community banks.
Yeah.
Usually the Teachers Fund, the bank, and
Teachers
all that.
Fund, Flushing Bank here, Four Leaf's a great in New York.
Java also is a
Java's good, yeah.
is
And
I think one of the best now.
one of the best ones, yeah. Yeah, because credit unions are
They're also running like $1 billion hedge fund for the teachers' retirement plan. So
that too, yeah. And they give a lot better interest rates. Like Navy Federal's like highest card is like 15. For the last time I checked, I could be wrong, but 15-16% APR compared to like
23.
30% with Chase. So it's usually, I call it like a credit portfolio. The same way you have an investing portfolio, you want to have a credit portfolio where you have relationships with multiple different banks, multiple different credit unions, and multiple different community banks. If you're like a serial entrepreneur and you always want access to funding, that's what I recommend. Yeah.
I hear you. Very nice.
what's your success rate of for your clientels? Like, what are you seeing the trend now? Like, because you have multiple companies, obviously the credit card companies and the union companies are not stupid. They know that people are trying to do this. Is it becoming harder to be in this business, or is it becoming easier because so much is going on and people are just consistently
using cards.
Yeah, I would say this industry got a lot more famous over the last few years, and a lot of people are obviously doing credit repair now, business funding. Would I say it got harder? Probably a little bit. But banks always they want people to get debt. Obviously, we're in the U.S. Everything is debt based here. So they're always gonna find a way to get people funding.
Why do banks sell your
Information?
No, not information.
Data?
Like I had a loan with somebody, and then out of nowhere,
They buy it off.
why do
Another
they,
bank buys it off.
even though I'm
basically.
always on time, I've been paying and all that. Why they still sell my loan to another bank?
That's true.
And why is that allowed without my permission?
What do you mean by sell your loan?
So like if I finance the car, right? The car cost me $100,000. I put 50, and I took 50 to
As a
pay
loan.
out. So on the second year, I've never been late. I don't know where I'm receiving a letter stating that your loan has been bought off by this bank.
Correct.
At the same interest rate or whatever the case might be, or at the industry's standard rate, which is whatever the market is at now. And then you're continuing to pay the loan, but not to Value Stream, but
yeah.
to TD now back.
Yes,
Why
yes.
they're allowed to do that with my personal loan if they already approved me? Why?
So that could happen for multiple different reasons. It
What?
could be depending on if you're
you just said why multiple times. I just
Because it's my it's crazy.
correct.
It's
so
like
it could be maybe your credit score fluctuated and they perceived you as high risk and they don't want.
though for 2 years I've been paying them and everything else that I've never been late.
Yeah,
Even for a house mortgage, they do the same exact thing. When I bought a house years ago, I originally got it with one bank, and then they sold it to Wells Fargo. I don't remember what other company it was, and now I'm paying somebody else. How is that? Is that normal? I mean,
Yeah.
they probably sell it as
Well, obviously it's $1 billion buyout or
Correct,
something like that.
correct.
yeah. It could be multiple different factors. The on-time payments is just one of the things they use to see their risk tolerance toward you and how much of a risk you are to them. So maybe your score could drop, something happened, you had high utilization, you maxed out a card or something, and they're like, oh, we don't want to tolerate this risk. Let's sell this off to a different bank that wants to take on that risk.
And they're by law they're allowed to do that.
you know what I noticed. You know what I noticed.
Because they're notifying me, obviously, but it's not.
I would
to
say
ask my
banks
permission.
are not-
It's to tell you, my man, you asked out.
Banks, I don't know if you guys heard, but there was the case a couple years ago where the CFPB actually sued Wells Fargo for like, there was a whole thing where Wells Fargo was basically charging people's checking accounts fees that they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
So basically breaking their consumer rights. And the CFPB sued them for about, they got like around, I want to say like 70, 80 billion in how much, don't quote me on this. These are not the exact numbers. This is from what I remember. 70, 80 billion. And then CFPB sued them and won for like 30, 40 billion. So what did they come out with at the end? They still made money.
Yeah.
So that banks, they break consumer rights all the time and they get away with it.
The American Express, not America, Visa and MasterCard also had a class act lawsuit.
Yeah.
What was it for like 5.5 bill? Don't quote me on it, but something around those numbers.
Yeah,
man.
they're about to settle now.
They're
Something like
settling, but they're giving out the
In
checks
portions.
in portions. It's so stupid. Why can't they just pay it
that.
off
Because
one shot?
they're not receiving the full amount, I guess, no? It's like, I guess
But they settled already.
They settled it, but the payout might have been in quarterly
portions.
or this.
They have so much money too that when it even comes to court, they could just like pay off judges and stuff too. So it's like, it's not.
But it was a settled price, and based on the settlement, average person is eligible to receive the amount. You ever heard?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that one?
Now Discovery's having that issue.
Discover is also, but
Yeah.
Discover is not as big as I think as Visa and
Visa
Mastercard.
card, yeah. They run everything MasterCard and Visa.
Of course,
I heard that's like the most profitable business model in the world, no?
possibly
That and
possibly.
OnlyFans.
that maybe that and OnlyFans, yeah, right.
They're making millions over there showing toes.
Yeah.
You guys heard that,
It
right?
was just toes.
You saw the statistics on Instagram?
Listen, there's so much shit going
Yeah,
on.
you don't know what to believe now.
You don't know what to
Yeah.
believe. That's what I'm saying. When I called to find out if I could do that, is like I called like 3 different companies and nobody's promising you shit.
Of course,
You're
Yeah.
like, okay.
nobody wants to take a responsibility.
Right.
But yet charge you $3,000 for what they could possibly do.
Yeah. What I was saying about the banks buying off, from what I noticed, usually whenever you get approved for something, a small bank buys you because it's a high risk maybe in the beginning, but as you're paying it on time, they sell it to a bigger bank like Wells Fargo, TD, Capital One. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't
Double
because
check.
it happened to me once or twice.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, it was just a notification. Hey, we sold your ass to another. Get your ass waxed by them now. But I've never proceeded on finding out more information and stuff like that. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter who I pay. I still have to pay it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it all depends on like the spread between the interest rates. So they could just do that.
How often do you educate yourself with new laws that come out? I'm sure it comes out consistently.
So yeah, I'm on top of like who's ever coming out with like innovative information in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, what's been trending in credit repair specifically is you want your letters to be super personalized, because there's something called the e-Oscar system, the ACDV system, where if you're just buying, people will sell whatever courses, letters, stuff like that, and everybody will just keep using the same template. And after the second, third time, the e-Oscar, it's an AI system. It's usually not somebody reviewing your report. So the e-Oscar system will pick up on it. They have a code for every different type of dispute. And they'll see, this template has been used 2-3 times. They'll just completely like discard it.
Wow.
And they'll tell you, this looks like you didn't send it, or something along those lines.
So AI has been a big plus in your business
So what we do to counteract that is every dispute we send for clients, we personalize it as much as we could. We put screenshots of the credit report into it.
Are you using a lot AI in your business now?
Yeah, we optimize it where we could. I'm a big fan of Claude. I think Claude right now is a lot better than ChatGPT, so we'll use Claude mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference you see?
I just think that the tech and the way it writes the letters, the setup is a lot better. Sonnet 4, and I think the other one's called Opus.
Did it help you enough for you to make your team smaller and more sufficient cost price of running a company, or
100%? Yeah. So it's a lot easier now to just train the team on how to set up the disputes and just how to prompt Claude correctly.
Correct.
To write the letters in the most effective manner.
What do you like to hire? Young bucks like you, and you just mold them to what you want them to be, or you like to hire more experienced people that come from other companies but are more. Listen, when you are an owner of the business, obviously I always say that you should know every aspect of the business.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you hire people where you have no time to educate yourself. So those people tend to be more high nosed, and talk down to you, even though you're the business owner. So what's your strategy of how to hire the right people in this specific business?
So I feel like it depends on the role. When it comes to disputers, it's a lot. In my opinion, it's easier than like hiring a sales rep. So with sales reps, it's like they have to usually just like Alex Hormozy talks about this a lot. He's like the sales rep, you usually want them. They're usually like natural. They usually got it or they don't.
Okay.
So that's how I like to approach it as well with sales reps. And on the other side of things, like customer support, all the other stuff, it's usually easier to hire out. You know what I mean?
You're still dumping money into your brand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to leverage as much marketing sources as possible. We're running ads right now on Instagram. We're about to roll out TikTok. I definitely want to do YouTube as well, Google, and then I do a lot of guerrilla marketing strategies as well. I'm open-minded to as much marketing as possible.
So do a lot of SEO?
Oh yeah, right now we're trying to rank up the Google My Business page. Yeah, so we're doing that too.
So now you are strictly concentrating on marketing, and then your whole team takes care of everything else. So how do you balance that out?
Exactly. So
how do you onboard basically?
Yeah. So my main focus right now. I mean, I do both. I'm super focused on like optimizing, making sure the back end that my team's delivering, getting the client results. Because I feel like a lot of times entrepreneurs will there's a lot of people that will just sell you the dream on the front end, and then they'll onboard you as a client, and they don't really give a fuck about you after that.
Do you onboard?
So I made sure I fully built out the back end before I even started like going heavy on the front end. Because I feel like everybody just wants to do the front end because it's like sexy.
You've operated this business for about 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
So do you see a big difference how hands-on you were then and how hands-on you are now? Are you more hands-on now, or you're less because of your team?
Yeah, definitely less hands-off now. Right. I feel like if the business fully revolves around you, you don't really have a business. You want to have a business that could operate. If you take off a month, the business could still operate. Obviously, you're still like...
Yeah, remotely. That.
you're still having meetings with the team
Any
and all
family members on board with you? Anybody working?
that. I have my sister here, Gabby. She's a real estate agent. She helps me with certain things too. That's about it. Yeah.
What does she take care of? She runs your day to day?
Yeah, certain stuff like that. Yeah, she helps out with. Usually when clients get their credit fixed, a lot of times they want to get like a real estate mortgage.
Okay.
So my sister will help them out with that in New York.
Okay, good pitch.
So if you're in
Good.
New York and looking for a place, my sister got you.
Nice.
Her name is Ella. What's the Instagram?
Ella.trustedpropertyadvisor.
Ella.trustedpropertyadvisors.
Nice.
Give her a shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out. Absolutely.
The best
do you-
real estate agent in New York.
Where do you concentrate mostly? What area?
So we do Fresh Meadows, Jamaica State,
Uh-huh.
and then also Forest Hills area.
You have your own company, or you're under somebody?
I'm under somebody for now.
Okay. You want to
Yeah.
give them a shout out? Who?
Trusted Property Advisor.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay, got it.
Awesome. Very well. You read books on a regular?
Yeah, I read. If I'm not working, I'm usually reading or watching a course. I don't really watch TV much.
I hear
I'm
you.
just
I'm on the same
yeah.
training.
So right now I'm reading a lot of stuff about AI just so I could be on top of whatever's
Do
cutting edge.
you think in 5 years your business will be obsolete? Meaning, like, do you really need a person like yourself in 5 years?
Or you feel you're gonna have to evolve into another industry that still is part of this, or
That's a great question.
Credit is always going to be there. It's just
Yeah.
how to maneuver where you need that personal assistant. I think for the next 10 years, you still need a person who they can give a call
well,
for them
because
to take care of the
people who
situation.
he takes care of are twice as old as him, and they still crave that face to face or that human touch when you're interacting with them. You understand, when a person tells you, "Listen, I got you. Relax." Does that instead of a phone say, "Please repeat yourself"? What were you saying? Please repeat yourself. You're kind of doubting that whole.
Yeah, I mean, like even now, like a lot of clients, if you go out of your way, if you don't even want to work with me or a company like mine, you could go on YouTube, learn how to do it yourself. But people still come to us all the time.
Because
course.
it's time
Yeah,
consuming.
it's
not,
very
you-
time
You're not dealing with ordinary people. You're dealing with people who are
Right.
trying to stay above water. So they rather dedicate that 3,000, 4,000 that you and a person who knows what it. You're not gonna go with a broken car to a person who tells you, "I might know how to work on your car." You're gonna go to a mechanic.
You're going to go to a
Yeah.
professional who knows what he's doing and does it on a regular basis. It's very, very simple.
Yeah. You either have time
though,
or
even though you're young, what would you tell yourself 10 years before? Would you still follow the same path, or what would you say? Like,
it's kind of hard because everything along my journey is what got me to where I am now. What would I tell my younger self is
get in it earlier.
get it in earlier, just follow the money earlier. Just get into the money, get more serious about life, and just do what you got to do. Focus on,
What's the end goal? What are you're seeing your company going somewhere, or you're going to build it, sell it, move on to something else, or you have other dreams, other goals? What's the end goal of this whole journey?
Yeah, the mission statement I would say for the company is help 100,000 people with their financial future. Put them
Okay.
in the best position to win with their credit and everything they want to do, business funding, all that.
What's hobbies now, since you are more free and not dedicated to your business?
Hobbies, go to the gym. I go usually every day. Sometimes I'll take
Well,
off.
You're 28 also when you're.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll go to the gym every day. If I'm not at the gym, reading, watching courses. I'm huge on courses. I'm always trying to learn from somebody. I always reinvest back into myself.
Okay.
I know a lot of people nowadays will be like, oh, courses are a scam, all this stuff. I disagree with that. I feel like it just depends on who you're going to.
100%.
Obviously, there's people that just want your money. They don't really optimize everything for you to get as much out of their course. But to just give it such a blanket statement, I wouldn't agree with that. I invest into coaching all the time. If it's 5,000, 10,
I
15,000.
think it all depends on how you interpret the information that you receive. Some people are just not dedicated to that information, or evolve it into their daily routine. So
Right.
I agree with you 100%. It might work for somebody, it might not.
What do you guys take on courses?
I don't really. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I know you go a lot to China because you see the new products that to do the lighting and all that.
Yeah, I usually like to innovate. So for me, I look at everything creative. I learn, I observe, I create, and that's how I live. I don't usually read books, but I'm a creator.
Learn through experience. Yeah.
Everything has to be a physical thing for me. In my office, I'm hands-on with every single part of my business.
All right.
If somebody quits tomorrow, I will take over, or
Right.
if I have to fire them.
So you know every part of the
I
business.
know every part
And
of
I'm
my
the
business.
same
Yeah.
way. And that was
Nobody scares me.
Right.
me too. And I was taught that very quickly at a very young age by another businessman who was very successful. And he told me, like, Boris, if you want your workers to grab you by your balls, that means you have to sit in the office.
So you guys both had mentors as well?
I jumped around between many different businesses, so I'm just like a sponge. I wanted to learn every aspect of the journey that I was in that position. So even if as little as me being a waiter, I learned every aspect of it. You must be aware of the table. It doesn't matter how many tables you have, even though it was a catering service. But I already automatically from the beginning of people sitting down, I realized who's a smoker, so I need to be very aware to bring the ashtray, who's a drinker, make sure the ice is around them. So to be the best. I was a sub waiter, and then was a head waiter that deals with minor waiters as us. But for somehow I always walked out with more tips than him.
Right.
You know, I tell my son all the time, look at your surroundings. Always look from every single corner.
Awareness.
Oh, yeah, be aware of everything. When you walk into a room, you have to scan the whole room.
I agree.
It's very important.
I agree.
Yeah, especially those habits from a young age.
Of course.
Right.
And I teach my kids all the time.
What you said you read a lot, but what are you reading? More motivational or just strictly about the business that you're in, or what are you? First of all, you're like you said, you're a music producer, so I'm sure that you like to read a lot of different types of books.
Right. Recently, I've been reading a lot of books about AI, consuming a lot of information about AI.
Give us a book just for somebody to whoever's interested to learn about your type of business or AI. What's the last book you read?
I forgot the title. A good book that I've been reading too is 1984, George Orwell,
Okay.
because a lot of people are like fearing would like AI could create like dystopian society.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of stuff on that too. There's a guy called Simon Dixon. He goes over like the whole.
Yeah, Simon.
You heard of that, Simon Dixon?
Yeah.
He goes over like the whole power structure, the financial industrial complex, the military industrial complex, the technical industrial complex, and how all of them complement each other. So how the top elite people basically run the world. So I've been consuming a lot of his stuff recently, and just like a lot of AI stuff. Like Claude recently came out with Cowork, so it's like Claude bot. I don't know if you guys heard about Claude bot. No. So just like a lot of AI stuff, so I could also implement that into the business and my own life too, and just be on top of cutting edge stuff.
And yourself?
The last book that like I always say, I love to read autobiographies. So the last book I read was The Seal of God, which was about a Navy SEAL who ended up being a priest and a pastor because of all the experiences, and now he's like traveling around the country, mentoring and trying to get other military people who got injured.
Like a public speaker.
He's a public speaker, but he's a priest, and he's kind of trying to make the soldiers understand that
That's
still
nice.
God.
That's nice.
It was a little cool book. And previously, before that, sorry, I'm looking at my category, but my phone seems to not.
Let me get the AI book in the meantime that I was telling you guys about.
A moment of pause.
And the other book that I read was called The Daughters of a King, which is about Lucky Luciano's daughter, the mafia. So they took her experience of how to be a daughter of one of the greatest inventors of the mafia in the United States. So
crazy.
she had
Oh, wow.
a crazy story.
I just pulled it up. That's what it was called. One of them is called techno-feudalism.
Okay.
So it's basically how all of these big platforms are creating something like a technology version of feudalism back in the day. Great, amazing book. And then what was the other one?
You actually read or you audio? Because I audio.
I do both. If I'm in the gym, I'll just do audio, and if I have like a free time drinking like a coffee or something, I'll just read, just to train the brain to. And then the other one is called "If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies." It's also really good. Yeah.
Okay, I got to
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Any other questions?
I think we're good. Well, Mr. Albert, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for your time. I
Pleasure.
appreciate it.
God bless. May you succeed in everything
Boris and
you
Boris.
put your mind
Yes.
to. Absolutely.